Because the reason why you're reading the book is to get some context out of it, right? So when I go through these chapters, I'm like, oh, snap. It's talking about essentialism, the power of it, how to escape it, the look, the play, the explore, eliminate. So it's 5 parts to this. I love that. The essentials, explore, eliminate, execute. That's it. So the essentials, what is the core mindset of an essentialist? Choose the invincible power of choice, discern the unimportance of practically everything. Trade-offs, which problems do I want? I had a mouse problem. Somebody was like, get a cat. I'm like, okay, if I get a cat, I get rid of the mice, but now I got a cat problem. That's which problem do I want? I don't know if I want the cat problem. So I didn't pick the cat and I resorted to getting rid of the mouse. Yeah, right? So that's what's the trade-offs? Explore. How can we discern the trivial many to the vital few? Man, that's heavy right there. Escape the perks of being unavailable. Everybody can't call you. Everybody, because of social media and because of the work that you do, depending on what you do, everybody wants you to be available 24/7, especially if it's somebody that like you. Look, see what really matters. I think you just got to write down like what really matters. Do I like a simple life? If I'm adding all of this stuff, does this make my life complicated? Can I add stuff and not make it so complicated? And what I mean by that is, all right, let's just say I do get a website. Maybe me having one product and pushing that one product may be enough than having millions of products on there, because now my work is more. Okay, so what really matters is maybe I'm want more of a simple life. I just want a little extra money and work this and see how this go before I go all in and go crazy, because I got access to have a membership site. So a membership site is monthly workshops, monthly available. I was like, maybe I don't want that. I know people that do it. I know people that make a lot of money doing it. And I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to be, maybe I don't want that right now at this time. Maybe I just want to cultivate and try to build up an audience through emails right now and kind of automate a lot of my stuff. That's the whole reason about the productivity, so I can see where I'm at and see all the stuff that I got going on and when I have space. Because if you fill up your calendar for too much, then you don't have time to read. You got to have time, because this is the problem with working 9 to 5. The problem with working 9 to 5 is that you get less time working on you. I like number 7, play. Embrace the wisdom of your inner child. Love that. Absolutely love that. The older we get, the less we play, the less we have fun, the less we have an imagination, all of that stuff. We tied to all of these outcomes that we want. I gotta make money, instead of saying like, let me have fun with this and like really get into like building this. Like, let me really have fun in being on Instagram and looking and trying to do something in there versus gotta have an Instagram account. I gotta sell this stuff. I gotta make this money. I gotta pay these bills by, you know what I'm saying? It's like that structure is forcing the pressure on me to have something done. I mean, we got that on the back end. I understand that. But at the same time, we have to embrace the wisdom of our inner child. Sleep. Protect the asset. Man, that's the one I don't be doing. This one right here, sleep. I be going to bed late and I be getting up early. I don't know if I be protecting that asset. All this is really about being super clear. Now, we may be clear, but when it's wrote out like this, you super clear. And I mentioned this before when I talked about when I sat and talked to a CEO, and when he was telling me about everything with the company, with him, he had all of this clear. It was without a shadow of a doubt. He knew the purpose, the mission, the guidance, decisions, and all of that. Because it's the foundation of why you're doing something. So you won't be pulled. The power of the graceful no. Recognizing saying no is the non-essential, allow space for the vital few. That's a to non-essentials allow space. I had somebody call me and I just sometimes I hate to not respond, but my non-response is a response. Understand the clear no is more valuable than the vague yes. Because if you're on the fence of saying it, then it's a no anyway, for real. You like, let me check my schedule. Let me check. Because sometimes, for some people, they think because you do it easy and effortlessly, that it's nothing for you to do. This is the way we've been moving. The way that we've been moving is, it's almost like we're drifting. So if we got time blocks and time management and we know some of these principles, we could be more efficient, especially on this no area. Because people building confidence and setting boundaries and knowing it benefits you and others in the long run. That's beautiful right there. And what I love about that is, like, if you see me as a thought leader and a master in this space, you're going to give me room to cook. You ain't going to be bothering me with stuff. You're going to be like, let her cook. And what I mean by cooking is cooking in the kitchen, if that's your thing, cooking on this video, let me cook. So a lot of people be having the evil eye towards you, and they be jealous of you, or they might downplay you to pull you down kind of on their level, because you might be over everybody. Okay, you come out of this class, you're the only one sitting in here today. Ain't nobody getting this game. So you might be, y'all done came up together, y'all might be doing the same stuff, but if her butt ain't in classes with you, you're going to be up on her. So, or up on him. So you telling them about this, they're going to be looking at you crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to set boundaries, because they might not want to set boundaries for you. Because I take people like I'm taking a break. I don't know if you've been through that. I didn't cut off. People don't want to give you a break. Uncommit. So win big by cutting your losses. Evaluate commitments regularly to ensure if they still align with your goals. That's beautiful. I love that, because when I read that, I think about yesterday's price ain't today's price. Be willing to let go of projects and tasks that no longer serve a purpose. Whew. Overcome the sunken cost fallacy. You know what sunken cost fallacy is? Sunken cost fallacy is basically knowing when to cut your losses. If you spend some money on something and it's not look like it's gonna work out, like you done picked the contractor to do some work and he ain't showing up like he's supposed to, cut him and move on, even though you didn't spend some money with a dude. Create an exit strategy for unproductive and misaligned commitments. Man, this needs to be all built into your system. Redirect time and energy from old commitments to higher value ones. This is just doing the evaluation and saying what's the high value commitments that I have right now and what I got going on. You could do it across the table, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And that might just be me being on TikTok an hour at night when I could be asleep. That might be me in the car for that hour with the girls instead of listening to a podcast. That might be that. Number 2, here's another one. The invisible art. View your life as a craft to refine it by removing non-essentials. Figure out what the non-essentials are. Learn to strip away excess, focusing on the simplicity and impact. That's the simple life. The simple life is, do I have what I need? Do I have enough? Prioritize the quality over quantity in tasks, relationships, and goals. So maybe you got too many tasks, too many relationships, and too many goals. Yes, I'm limiting my time and energy to protect it at all matters. Establishing boundaries for work hours, commitments, and personal space. Yes, yes. Because I'm in the community, because I'm helping everybody with everything, I'm on call 24/7. I got an idea. I need help designing something. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Daddy, I want this. Daddy, I want that. Your uncle in the hospital. Go to a funeral. I got a funeral Monday. I got calls around the clock. I got to come back in town. I need money. Da 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 da. Y'all know how I go. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. My phone to call, and a buddy might just want to call and chop it up with me and joke around and have fun on the phone. You know you get the call, but he calling me during work hours. I take that call. I know we're gonna be talking for at least an hour, so I can't take that. I can't take that call when he calls. Especially if I'm doing a sprint, I got a sprint to do. My website is down. My website is down, and I gotta get it up. Plus, I got some stuff on my calendar that I'm forcing myself to do. So, I gotta do that. It's tough having projects when you don't have a boss, and it's you the boss. I understand that, but at the same time, if you go to the university, you got finals, and them finals is due on the 15th. You can't put that off. Or you got a boss and you got a deadline, you can't put that off. It's got to be done, and you're gonna cram it and do it. If you're working for yourself and say I'm gonna have a website by January 25th, when? I mean, by 2025, I'm gonna have my website. When? When is the cutoff date? Because there's steps in having a website. It ain't just having a website. I ain't never even did no website. Oh, I done found out about sitemaps. What's that? Oh, that's all the pages. Okay, well, I got that. Oh, guess what? I need all my branding done for my website. Oh, the banners is a different size than the profile pictures. How do I figure out what the size is? Oh, I can't just take all my photos and just dump them into the website? Nope. I got to resize them. Where am I going to do that at? Canva. Oh, dag, I don't know how to use Canva to do that. Now I got to go back to do Canva. So now your timeline is stretched more because now you done added some other projects to it. I got to get into Canva just enough to get these thumbnails done. So then I got to say, okay, how can I get in Canva just enough to get my assets done without going down the whole Canva rabbit hole? Because the problem with ChatGPT, the problem with YouTube, and the problem with all of this stuff, courses, workshops, me, TikTok, all of this stuff, I could just keep scrolling. You could do this in Canva. You should do this in Canva. Oh, look what Canva could do. You click one button and now you down somewhere else looking at mastermind group for somebody else. Oh, this girl got an ebook. Let me get an ebook. Somebody else she making money off of making Canva templates. Oh, I can make a Canva template, huh? Let me make Canva templates. So it's like, how can I make what's very essential, the basics, in the website? Because my website, I'm probably not even going to have no pictures on there for real. I'm just going to have some text, a couple buttons, like I said. Trying to keep it simple. Communicate these boundaries openly and manage expectations. Use limits to foster creativity and productivity within constraints. I think that's kind of what I was saying. So maybe your productivity time, your creativity time can be limited. Let's say we're talking about doing deep work. We're talking about time blocks. We're talking about when we're more, if we're a day person, a night person doing a deep work, takes a lot of cognitive concentration and no distractions. So maybe I'll move that up towards earlier during the day, and then maybe I can move my creativity time later in the evening, because I don't really need to. I know how to do it with the back of my hand. So my creativity, fun stuff that I could just cook without really taking a lot of cognitive power to do that, I could just do that in the evening. I could do my creative stuff, my stuff like that If I'm gonna be reading in the evening and that's gonna be making me fall asleep, then maybe I need to move my reading up to earlier in the day, right? So, and the reading don't have to be crazy. You could just do like a chapter a day or something, but you could take notes on it too. Is execute. How can we make doing the vital few things more effortless? Buffer the unfair advantage. Subtract. Bring forth more by removing obstacles. Oh, when I think of that, I kind of almost said that. Like if I'm gonna have a room where I'm gonna be recording that, then that's already set up. I don't have to pull nothing out. I don't have to clean that up. I can just sit down at the desk and hit record and it's ready to go. That's a buffer. Uh, uh, oh, removing objects, subtract. If I know that I'm gonna be trying to do my walk, I got my shoes by the door, my pants that I walk in or whatever, my coat, my hat, that's already ready to go. If you got to get up and wash your gym clothes the day that you going to the gym, you laughing. You laughing. You already know. If you got to wash your gym clothes on the day you got to go to the gym, you ain't going. So, the power of small wins. That's vital for this class all the time. If you come to this class, you took some notes, that's a small win. Whether you did the website or not, you took some notes and got an understanding of it, that's a small win. If you're getting in ChatGPT and playing around, that's a small win. Flow, the genius of routine. That's beautiful. The genius of routine is kind of hard to do when you're a bachelor, but I'm trying to get back to the power of routine, where I'm going to bed at a certain time, I'm getting up at a certain time. I do get up at a certain time, but I don't go to bed at a certain time. That's a problem. Figure out, this is what all this stuff do. I think it's right here. This is called uh, Atomic Habits. It's consistent changes in habits lead to remarkable improvements. Small, consistent, tiny habits. So part of the thing is what I felt was the core thing to that was productivity, time management, getting the right tools, and narrowing stuff down because we have to, because there's so much information between TikTok, ChatGPT, you'll just go crazy in here, right? So it's like, how can I narrow down what's the most essential small thing that I could do to move the needle forward? How can I feel like I'm getting something done in that? So being able to check that off because at work you got timeline. This got to be done this week, and I need it ASAP. I had to have my grades in by 11 o'clock on Friday. I waited till 9 o'clock, but I still did it because I had a timeline that I was stuck to. I've been had that thing for 2 weeks. I could have had it done. I waited till the last minute to do it. So that's the same thing. If you make a time block and put it on the calendar, like this need to be done. Thing is, if you got to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning and move some stuff around, then you'll do it. If you know what's on that calendar, then you'll know if you got time to do it. You got too many projects, then some got to come off, or some is more important than others. So it kind of takes you off the hook. Like I got more than 10 projects going on at one time. I told her to keep projects between 8 and 10 projects. When I looked at the projects that I'm working on, because certain projects got smaller projects that's involved in it. Like I said, the website, that's one project, but in there I got a little Canva project in there that I got to figure out to make these assets in there. And I ain't got no logo to stick up there, so I got to figure that part out. And then I got the site map. I just found out about site mapping, so I got to map out the pages I'm gonna have, and now I got to do copyright on what I'm gonna put on there, right? So it's like that project in itself. So I got all these other projects involved in there. So this is a way of like, this part is like capturing. That's like your resources. Like you may be dumping pictures, you might be not archiving, but like collecting like websites that you want to go back to or pull up or things like that. See, I'm always teaching ideas and concepts, and I'm pulling them. This ain't from me. This is like me kind of pulling these ideas from other books, other frameworks, other stuff that I'm interested in. I'm just like interested in all of this stuff, and I just teach y'all what I'm interested in. Y'all just so happen to
Get the remnants of
like it. The small wins is enough for me to be content on that. It's all perspective, man. I mean, it's like certain things, like personally, like it's kind of a little bit more important at the time right now in my life more than the other stuff as far as like the financial success. And the number one thing of that right now is my spirituality and my health.
and that's fair. That's fair.
Okay?
I
So so that right there is what is the foundation of that. So to be full stack, I want to be full stacked. I just don't want to be half stacked, but just having money and not having the other pieces and parts of being a full stack man, right? So a full stack man ain't just the financial part, it's his health part and it's the other parts too, right? So that is needs to be worked on as well, right? And then, okay, I did have some success. I do have a track record in doing X, Y, and Z and all of this stuff. I can see the stuff that I went wrong at. So even though, because the problem with being busy can feel like I'm doing work. And that's what I've been trapped in doing, feeling like I've been doing work. And when I look at it, I ain't been doing a damn thing. I just been busy. Call myself Jay working, and I'm posting a bunch of reels all day long, and they all fancy and all of that stuff, and they ain't made $1. So I done cultivated this audience, but I'm not driving them to no product. Why? Why? All right, because I have a problem in my system. My back been bothering me. Why's my back been bothering me? Maybe it's all them freaking wings and fries I be eating at 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it ain't my bike. So it's like, all right, this gonna take a lot of discipline. Because it all boils down to discipline. If you could get your butt up at 5 o'clock in the morning and dust that car off in the cold and take your butt to the gym and get on that Stairmaster, then you can pretty much do any website. You could do that with your eyes closed because you have built in some discipline. As much as I love cheesecake and ice cream and all of this stuff, I got to cut it out. Not indefinitely, but I got to cut it out for a minute. We be having these goals, and when I turn 60, I'm going to be doing this, that, and the other. Like, we act like we got time. We don't have as much time as we... Okay, so it's like, if today is my last day, can I be content on my life? Did I make people proud? Did I make myself proud? Did I make my mama proud? Did I establish something that I can, for my legacy? The thing is, 2025, we need what? A strategic plan, right? That strategic, okay, so my strategic plan is that we got what you just broke down is the mission, the vision, and all of that stuff, okay? So the thing is like, okay, if I have a website, what type of website is it gonna be? Because if I'm gonna build a website, now I have to figure out what's the best spot for this to be at, right? So we talked about a couple avenues, and maybe that's every second Saturday I could just be on Zoom coming up. Just like what I come up with is a curriculum, right? So you have to figure out, like, if I'm gonna get into a website, what's the best website I could get, how long that's gonna take, and what I'm gonna put on there. I need a bio. Do I got my bio ready? On my bio page. So when I'm going to other websites, that's like mine's, I'm going to take down notes. They got an About Me page. They got a coaching page. They got a products page. They got a ebook, da. This way you'll know what you want and like and don't like on your stuff and how long that's going to take and how I'm going to get people to that page, from the page to grabbing it from here and shipping it to them. What does that look like? Do I need boxes? Do I need labels? Am I going to be driving back and forth all day long to the post office? What is that going to look like? The strategic plan first is to, if I'm gonna do a website, that's one plan, right? The website needs a way to take payments on that website, send people emails on that website. So that is a list of stuff if you want to do that, making online orders and fulfilling those orders, right? So that's one thing. The website is like this cup right here. The thing is like, how do people come to this website? Well, you're marketing yourself. Maybe that's Instagram. Instagram involves a thing, and it's called video. That's another project. Am I going to create videos, and what does that look like? Because that's another thing that I have to take time to cultivate and do. You ain't going to click the camera on for the first time and have a beautiful video. Wait a minute. It's going to look terrible. It's going to suck. It's going to look right, and now I got to get into CapCut. So the thing is, the strategic plan is mapping out all of this stuff and what's feasible and what's not. Because if the list is too long and it's too much, then you're going to be like, man, I got to get into CapCut. I got to do this. I got to do that. So the thing is it's two things. Is that I need a base. My base is my website. Social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, is just a channel to drive to the website. Okay? I talk about this all the time. It doesn't have to be video, but if it's Instagram, it does. If it's a podcast where it's just you talking, that's different. We talked about this last time. That's still content. It's just a different spot. Writing, that just may be somewhere else. So you can write about the stuff, and you want to send traffic because of what you're talking about. People are interested, and you're sending traffic to it. It may just be you just showing some videos of the shoes and saying, look at these. I do these in my sleep. Da-da-da-da. If you're interested in knowing more, check me out. I also give talks on how to sew, how to do this, how to do that. If you're interested in that, send me an email, send me this. So it's like creating these moments and these events as tests. Just do a video and just do a test and see what it do. See how you feel about it, right? Set up a time and say, I'm going to be open for Zoom. I'm waiting for 5 people to come in on Fridays. Who interested? If don't nobody come, then you don't do it. It's a test. So it's not like this huge commitment. You're doing little pilots. It's called a pilot. You're going to do a pilot. It's called a prototype. It's a minimum viable product. It's an MVP, like me, most valuable player. So you do these little projects, and then you'll see. But then again, Instagram strategy is when you do get on there, look for people that's doing stuff like you. How do you find them? You Google and see who's doing top stuff underneath my niche in my area. Get on YouTube and find them. See what they got. All we doing is copying. You're going to copy somebody's website. They got an About Me page, you're going to get one. And they got a checkout page, you're going to get one. If they got a YouTube channel, get their YouTube channel. Right? I got some T-shirts. I just did, what'd I do? I did a limited run on some T-shirts. I sold them myself. I dropped some off, which was terrible. And I mailed some off, which was terrible again. I get on YouTube and I'm seeing dudes got label makers, weight machines, boxes at the house. These dudes is printing out their labels, boxing them up at their label, boxing them up at the house, and dropping them off. That's a better process. I go to the post office, and I got it weighed a certain way, and the dude at the post office like, oh, bro, I could save you a couple dollars off of this. This probably weighed this amount, which was wrong. So he weighed up a different amount that's less. I'm going for it like, yeah. They sent it off. Now I got somebody that ain't got their product. Where my product at? Where my product at? I'm about to refund him his money because they weighed it wrong. They sent it back to me. So I had to resend it back to him. That's number one. Number two, because my products wasn't on the website, I don't know my inventory. I don't know if I made a profit or not. I don't know if I wasted money or not. It was me having T-shirts as Jay working, but my systems was all messed up. I'm running and I don't have like a dedicated day where I'm going to the post office just on Mondays. Whether you buy this on Tuesdays or Thursdays, on the website, you'll know when I'm shipping this off, all the rules and regulations that go in with the website. That's the beautiful thing about it. Me versus me doing it out the trunk. I'm meeting people, all of this crazy stuff. I don't know, it's like, this is why the systems is important. This is why the strategies is important. If you don't take nothing out of all the stuff I said today, is you getting on ChatGPT and putting your life in there and say, I need a strategic plan with my life and all of these pieces and parts. How can I streamline this? I got too much products. How do I streamline me doing more efficient work? Still busy, but it's more efficient and streamlined. That's the problem. We working in the business. I'm talking about working on the business. You in the weeds. Working on the business is the strategy from up at the top, right? So working in the business is not like a system that you're working for, right? Let's just say, like, I'm just getting into this technology stuff, and me doing a full-blown website with all of these stuff on there may not be practical for me right now, getting in Squarespace and doing that. So the thing is, like, I got to be able to, the one thing that I be trying to show y'all the most is try to have how to use this stuff to research and find the stuff that I need. I just need a sales page right now, something simple for a beginner that I could just get my products on there, and then I'll move when I get more time, blah, 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 blah. The system is this too. You might not have a label maker right now, but at least you know Mondays is the only days I'm shipping this stuff off. And I'm going to get my boxes from Amazon, my labels. Like, the thing was like, I was selling stuff on eBay. Me selling stuff on eBay, I don't have boxes. So I started keeping the boxes of all my products because I end up selling them anyway. So that was one thing I was doing. So I had a problem. So now I got to get boxes. My second problem is that I'm writing down the name and the address with a Sharpie on the box. If I get one of those numbers wrong, it ain't gonna be fun. So inside of PayPal, you could print your labels. Guess what? The labels is coming from eBay. The labels had an address and all of that, beautiful, the barcode and everything. So this is like, as you go, you trying to figure out systems and how to be more productive in your learning. That's the whole thing around the productivity, is building strategies on all of these pieces and parts, because it's all learning. I got to learn how to market. I'm saying market, but it's a whole thing in marketing. What am I saying? Am I saying the right thing? What's the hook? What's the ending? What's that? Why they ain't coming? It's like all of these pieces, but that's the play. It's like, and then at this point, you'll teach somebody at the end of the day all of this, because you'll know how to market. Because you got somebody underneath you that don't know how to do it. You done learned it. I'm going to teach you about marketing. I'm going to teach you about branding. I'm going to teach you about making your own labels. All the stuff I'm telling you is because you've done it already, right? So I figured out, if I do shirts again, I'm never going to do it the way I'm doing it. I want email lists before you send. I want you email me before I send out anything. So I got your email. This is online. I don't care if they standing right there. I got the shoes. Online only. That way I get their email. Reason why I get their email is because next time I have a launch, I email them and then they're going to get it again. So it's not like a one-time thing. It's like, how can I build a product that I'm going to get at least $100 out of them? They ain't just getting the shoes. How do I bundle up? They're going to get the shoes, they're going to get the pen, they're going to get the shirt, they're going to get the hoodie, they're going to get all three of these. How do I build that into a package where it's a no-brainer deal? You want to go to Nugget before we get out of here? The takeaways of working on the business, in the business, and the E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber is about shifting your perspective of being a technician, doing the work, to becoming a visionary entrepreneur, designing, managing systems that enable the work. What's beautiful about this is the franchise model. The franchise model is I got the systems, I can show somebody else how to do it, and now I can hand it off. They know how to print the labels, they know how to go to the post office, they know how to pick it up, drop it off, and now I ain't got to do that. Right there, the key takeaways are working on the business, building systems of scalability. I can scale. I can talk to 1 million people on Zoom about blinging the shoes versus working on a billion shoes that come in. If you go viral and you get 1 million orders on blinging shoes, you're going to have an issue. That's a good problem. But that is going to be something you got to work out because you got to mass produce these joints. So you got to figure that out. Okay, so building systems for scalability. Building systems, processes that enable your business to run efficiently and independently from your constant involvement. It creates scalability and consistency. Prioritize strategy. That's what I was talking about. Strategy, growth, long-term goals. You can't grow if you're always in there, right? So rather than getting stuck in the daily operations, as an entrepreneur, your job is to ensure that the business thrives, not survives. Not just survives. So it thrives, not just survives. So you're getting stuck in the daily operations of doing stuff all the time. Delegate and empower others. I ain't got to say nothing. Develop the franchise prototype mindset. Woo! I wish I could have coined that myself. Treat your business as if it's the first in a series of many. By designing a business model that can be replicated, you can create a structure that is robust, organized, and less reliant on you. So the business is less reliant on you to make it happen because now you can go on vacation. If I'm running a membership and I'm doing monthly workshops, I can't go on vacation. Well, maybe. Yeah. By working on the business, you create self-sustaining enterprise that allows you to step away without jeopardizing its success, enabling personal freedom and flexibility. This is based in the systems. So if you have a system, then you can hand all of that off. Ray Kroc never worked at McDonald's. He just worked with the McDonald's brothers. They made everything into a system. So the pickles, 3 pickles on the Big Mac every time. It doesn't change.